everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, what's going around with? Oh, okay. It's my first time using the live on YouTube. This is lit. This is lit. Okay, make it work. What's good, everybody? It is Tony The Savant. Welcome to the one of one morning show, episode 25. I am your host, and before we get started, if y'all don't mind, please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, as a little bit of help goes a long way. Does a big thing for the channel. I can't thank y'all enough. And we're talking about the 2024 NBA champions today. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 NBA champions, Boston Celtics, got the job done last night. I'm happy for them. I'm very happy for these young men. Long awaited, in my opinion. Um, we're gonna chop it up, man. We're gonna chop it up, get into some inner details of this game. Uh, First things first. Again, congratulations to the Jays. There was a lot of rumblings, a lot of people talking about they couldn't win together. What they gonna say now? Like my boy Jason Tatum said. Get my notes. Uh, Shout out to the best defensive backcourt in the league, Drew Holiday, Derek White. Neither one of these guys are Boston Celtics by draft, but I believe they're going down as some of the greatest Boston Celtics players now. Yeah. Drew Holiday, shout out to him, a two-time NBA champion. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me get these notes. Shout out to Al Horford, man. He was getting supremely close to that miserable record of having a lot of postseason games but no ring to show for it. Please forgive me this morning, y'all. I got up and I got right to work because I got to hurry up and get this show off before the kids get up. Y'all know how I get down, man. Um, the Boston Celtics organization, as a whole, Brad Stevens, Coach Mazzulla. Not that young lady that got Ime Udoka fired, though. She's an NBA champion, too, now. We can't forget that. But shout out to the Boston Celtics organization, man. And let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. As yesterday, the Boston Celtics were able to win 106-88. And it was an impressive game on the Boston Celtics part. I felt like the moment got a little too big for some of the players on the Boston and on the Dallas Mavericks. Me personally, I just felt like the moment got a little too big for them. Let me take that filter off. I feel like the moment got just a little too big for them. The pressure, was ever mounting. I mean, I'm talking about guys like Luka to say first time in the championship games, on the championship round, excuse me. Guys like Derek Lively, Gafford, everybody except Kyrie Irving, had never been there before. So it is a different kind of pressure. And with that being said, all of the championship experience was on the Boston Celtics side. So I felt like they was going to get the job done, man. I did, A lot of people was out here expecting them to choke, all that kind of stuff. I kind of noticed that they was on business. They was on, go for broke. Big shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. Jaylen Brown was very impressive from start to finish in the 2024 NBA season. And so much so, Jaylen Brown, I feel like, gets snubbed from a lot. There you go, guys. Feeding the cats, guys. All right. Sorry, gotta give me 1 second. Gotta feed the cat. All right, guys. I'm gonna go full-time dad, full-time entrepreneur. So there is no separation for work and life for me personally. We get it how we live in this house. But anyway, uh, what was I? Uh, I believe I was saying that the Boston Celtics just had too much championship experience on their side. Respectfully, you could just tell the whole series was a little lopsided. Uh, the Boston Celtics just had more, firepower on both sides of the ball for them. I don't want to speak in hyperbole, but it's just a matter of the fact that you got guys like Derek White and Drew Holiday who have earned their title as the best backcourt, the best defensive backcourt. Dude, get off his food, bro. These cats be bullying each other, man. My granny cats. I really don't be caring because I'm a dog guy, but they be bullying my homie, the little one. But anyway, uh, but yeah, Drew Holiday and my boy Derek White, they earned their title, man. They really play very good defense all season long, and it's not in the playoffs. Uh, Unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis, finally, all of his ups and downs in his career, he finally gets vindicated with a championship. And so I'm just happy for the Boston Celtics as a total. They really earned this championship. There's already been people out here, rumbling, talking about, they had the easiest path and all that kind of stuff, man. That stuff don't matter, bro. At the end of the day, they're NBA champions. I'm not going to sit here and take anything from them because the matter of the fact that nobody takes away the bubble championship from the Los Angeles Lakers. If anybody, if anybody had if everybody wants to make a big fuss about no competitions towards the championship round, LeBron has lived off that. You know what I mean? I was there when LeBron James in the Miami Heat was getting busted by my Chicago Bulls, that young D Rose. You know what I mean? We was busting their behinds. If D Rose never suffered any injuries, we would have got past them damn near every time we met them in the playoffs. It was always a movie anytime my young Bulls was facing LeBron James, whether he was in Miami or in Cleveland. And so you can't sit here and tell me, well, we can't sit here and be like, oh, yeah, excuse me, this dude had it easy and all that kind of stuff. I mean, this team had it easy, so now we upset about it. It's like, bro, come on, man. I hate to say it. I'm not trying to bring LeBron into this and knock him with anything like that, but nobody has seen an easier path to NBA championships than him. So we're going to get all, fired up. Y'all niggas should have been fired up. You know what I mean? This ain't the first time. This ain't the first time we seen a team get to the NBA championship. And injuries didn't come into play at some point. Respectfully, the Boston Celtics wasn't healthy. They didn't get Kristaps Porzingis last offseason to sit on the bench. I don't think that's what they hired Kristaps Porzingis for. I don't think they went and got Kristaps just to be a regular season player. I mean, shout out to him. Kristaps was able to, be healthy when it mattered. Respectfully. Let me put this on the mountain. I gotta hold it. But anyway, yeah, man. You guys out here screaming easy path and all that stuff, man. Relax, bro. Y'all look bad. Y'all really look bad. It ain't nobody. I'm not finna be in agreement with you. They champions now, so You just gotta live with it. This is etched in history. Let's go down some stats real quick. As like I said, the Boston Celtics were able to win 106 to 88. Won by 18, a hang banner 18. Ain't that a shocker? There was some funny money going on about this as far as the dates and all that kind of stuff, man. I'm not trying to. I am a conspiracy theorist. I'm well aware of the spooky coincidences. Y'all should look into that. But yeah, Boston Celtics won by 18. They hung Banner. They're now hanging Banner 18. That's on the statistics, excuse me. 35 to on the Dallas Mavericks side, they shot 35 of 78 as a team. That came to about 44.9% from the field. 11 of 37 from the three. The Dallas Mavericks could not buy a three, man. At one point, I felt kind of bad for them, because they just kept hoisting them up. Luka and Kyrie kind of started the game, setting that bad trend. You could kind of tell that that the Dallas Mavericks was out here. They was going for broke. I think they was a big gassed out. I don't think Luka Doncic had the attrition for a long playoff run like this. And now they did best some better teams than them on paper, as far as the OKC Thunder, the Minnesota Timberwolves, but those teams was too young. And Dallas Mavericks had enough experience to get past them. But when you get down to this NBA championship, it just takes a different kind of dog, a different kind of, digging deep. Apparently, I was hearing Luka's injured now. I don't want to do that. Yeah, man. We're doing the LeBron thing again, making the excuses and changing the narrative after. Nah, I don't want to hear that, man. Luka was available to play. Nobody said nothing when Luka was putting up 50, 60, we were putting up them 30 burgers, So I don't wanna hear nothing about that now. Not at this moment. Don't take the shine from the Boston Celtics. But 11 to 37 from the three, shooting 29.7%. Horrible, essentially. 7 to 13 from the free throw line for the Dallas Mavericks. 53.8% from the free throw, which is abysmal. Luka was missing those free throws again. Luka got some adjustments to make in his game, man. If he ever gonna win a championship, and I've been said this, not that I'm some kind of future teller or anything. It's just that Luka's basketball game reminds me a lot of James Harden's basketball game. And James Harden has no championships because of his style of play, and everybody knows it. James Harden is not his style isn't conducive to an NBA championship. So at the end of the day, Luka doing all of those triple doubles, scoring, trying to do everything, it's only gonna work against him. It's not gonna work in his favor. As you can see, he burned out towards the end of the NBA series. Towards the end of this series. 35 rebounds, which is not enough. That's not enough to win. I'm always been an advocate of about 50 to 60 rebounds to win. In contrast, the Boston Celtics were able to get 51 rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds for the Dallas Mavericks, 28 defensive. And on the Boston side, they had 15 offensive rebounds and 36 defensive rebounds. And that's attributed to the guard play of the Boston Celtics, as Drew Holiday was able to snag a number of offensive rebounds throughout the whole series. I'm not just complimenting them in this last game. Throughout the whole series, the Celtic guards were able to capture those offensive rebounds, which is impressive, especially from your guards. Dallas had 18 assists, which, again, that's just not enough. I've always been a component of 25 to 30 assists. Usually is a good number for if you're going for the win. 4 blocks to 2 blocks for the Boston Celtics. The steals department, the Boston Celtics was really on the game, that particular department. They had 9 to the Dallas Mavericks, 4 steals. 13 turnovers for the Dallas Mavericks, just not good enough. 42 points in the paint. They were consistent in that department as they have been a good paint scoring team all championship series, and then 20 personal fouls. Just I don't, the numbers on the Dallas Mavericks side look a little mid, and definitely once you look at the box scores, you understand why they weren't able to capture this victory. Jeez Louise, just lean on me. Um, but on the Boston Celtics side, the 2024 NBA champion side, we got 38 of 89 from the field for 42.7%. That's not bad. 13 to 39 from the threes. They were shooting just as bad from the threes. But that's been the case all series, man. And hopefully these teams get away from shooting so many damn threes. It's like y'all not the Golden State Warriors, bro. I wish everybody in the NBA that's not Steph and Clay, and we're gonna talk about Clay a little bit later, but I wish everybody in the NBA that's not Steph and Clay would stop shooting up all these damn threes. Like, respectfully, like, stop, bro. Y'all not the Golden State Warriors. Let the Splash Brothers splash, and y'all find a different style of play, man. 33% from the free throw line. From the three, as the Boston Celtics again went 13 of 39, 17 of 20 from the free throw line. 85% from the free throw line on the percentages. Again, 51 rebounds, 15 offensive, 36 defensive rebounds. 25 assists, 2 blocks, 9 steals, 7 turnovers. Very impressive. Kept it under the double-digit mark, which is another one of my keys to victory. 42 points in the paints, respectfully, to tie the Dallas Mavericks in that stat, and then 15 personal fouls. So Boston Celtics was able to do it as a team again, as a committee, and I'm really proud of Jaylen Brown, as he really recognized the moment when they gave him his Finals MVP. He was able to give his whole team, and it's including his partner in crime, Jason Tatum, some light and some good, a nice fair share of the credit. Um, I'm really happy for these guys, man. Again, to watch them grow. Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. As a Chicago Bulls fan, watching them go through the gauntlet and go come up together, they remind me a lot of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Not in skills, but just in story arc. Just two wings growing up together. Having to get eliminated, experience the hardships, finally getting over the hump, and now got a championship. That's impressive to me. I don't know if it is to y'all, but Jaylen Brown was able to get the Finals MVP. Before we go into the championship team stats, I just want to make a little mention that I do have a new sports show coming up, the Double Down Debate Sports Show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a person that loves to talk sports, you know what I mean, you love to get your bars off, you got heavy knowledge in the game, I think this is something that you would be interested in, as we have really been able to put something special together with this particular project. So I'm getting some episodes right now, just trying to fix up schedules, trying to see who's available when. Got a lot of people that want to get down with it, but I understand a lot of people got jobs, kids, things going on outside of this, their love for sports. So the Double Down Sports Debate Show, it will be ready to go. And if you hear this in time, make sure that if you're interested in being a participant, being a debater on the panel, hit me up on Facebook, Tony The Savant, Thee, or on Twitter. Just hit me with a direct message, Tony The Savant on Twitter, Instagram, Tony The Savant. Hit me up on one of the platforms, hit the inbox, and I'll orchestrate. We'll get the ball rolling from there. If I don't see your message immediately, just be patient with me. I get to all of my emails eventually. I clear them out for the end of the day. So if I don't see you in the beginning, I definitely will see you by the end of the day, and we'll get the ball rolling from that point on. All right, man. Let's get into the Dallas Mavericks side of the ball. Let's look at these box scores. P.J. Washington was absolutely abysmal last night. He just didn't show up for work at all. 4 points, 3 rebounds. 4 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. That's not acceptable, from your quote unquote others, like Shaq says. The PJ Washington was essentially the third option of this team, and that 4 points from that guy, it's just not gonna cut the cheese. Excuse me. Derrick Jones Jr. He put up 10 points and no other stats, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. Amazing, for the team small forward. I believe the starting small forward. Daniel Gafford, 6 points, 3 rebounds. I think he was only able to score off a couple oops, or maybe a oop and then like two little easy layups. But just not enough from the center of your team. And as much as the, I just got up, y'all. Sorry, I didn't get my coffee. Mrs. Savant just woke me up. We're getting right to work. But anyway, excuse me. Daniel Gafford again from your center. He only played 11 minutes as well. Just not enough. I understand that Jason Kidd was trying to tweak things up, trying to get his team back in the series. But like I said, I just don't think there was anything the Dallas Mavericks could do. I mean, the Boston Celtics not only had a lot of firepower on the offensive side of the ball, they came ready to play on the defensive side of the ball as well, respectfully. So, um, yeah, Daniel Gafford was totally rendered void in this championship series as he was locked down. I would like to attribute a little bit of that to Porzingis, Kristaps Porzingis' return. Kristaps was able to come in and be a force again. Let me see how many minutes Kristaps played. 'Cause I don't think he played a long time, but he played 16 minutes, And the time he was out there, he was very valuable to the team. Again, this is why they went and got him. They did not get Kristaps Porzingis to chill on the bench or just for the regular season. This was exactly the moment. I believe that the Boston Celtics even kind of planned for having Kristaps available for the likes of a Joker, another big man, highly productive big man that could probably offset a little bit of what the Joker does. So, but anyway, Kristaps was very viable in that department. Josh Green, young man, had 14 points. With the third was essentially the third option, but the third most productive player for the Dallas Mavericks. That's not a good sign. No disrespect to the young man, but as far as what he brings to the table, you need those other guys really doing what they supposed to do. And then a Josh Green's 14 points looks a lot more valuable. It's a lot more. Let me show you guys. It's a lot more valuable. It's a lot more, makes more sense, if you will. But yeah, a young man only played 22 minutes, so he was really out there earning his paycheck. Let's get to the stars, man. I'm trying to say the best for last. We'll start with Kyrie Irving, who just seemed so nervous in Boston, man. I don't know. I don't know if Kyrie is old. That's kind of like the narrative the Boston Celtics haters are running with right now. Everybody's trying to say that Kyrie's old and washed up. Kyrie wasn't old and washed up just a series ago. Kyrie and Luka was just being called the greatest backcourt ever in the Western Conference Finals. So I don't want to hear Kyrie is washed up. Kyrie is very much so not washed up. I think the pressure of Boston just kind of got to him. Can we say that? Can we say that the Boston Celtics crowd did what they were supposed to do? The Boston Celtics crowd was vindicated because, Kyrie did them dirty, man. Kyrie at the beginning of, I can't recall which season it was, like the 2017, 2018 season. He came out and talking about some, if y'all will have me back, then I'll come back. And Boston cheered him on. And then by the end of the season, the man was asking for a trade. He was being all, vague and very elusive. And so, yeah, man, I know the Boston Celtics gets a bad rap for being one of the rowdier audience, one of the rowdier fan bases. But come on, bro. This is sports. Y'all need to stop being so sensitive. Michael Jordan had to play in Boston. Magic Johnson had to play in Boston, and they both won. So I don't want to hear any excuses. Kobe Bryant played in Boston. I didn't hear him making no excuses. So at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving just came up short, man. And I asked my boys over at Man Down Sport, excuse me, shout out to Mel and to Jay and to Zoe. I asked them, man, would this be an indictment on the Kyrie Irving legacy. Different opinions for different folks. I think it is, me personally, because Kyrie's just one of those guys, man. He's one of those guys where he can have a legacy-defining performance. He's a guy that can change the swing of a series. We've seen him do it. Uh, and so it's the matter of the fact of, like, when we got Kyrie at this point in his career where 30, I think he's 31 years old, like, that's still prime, man. You still young. You still viable. And if anything, at 31 versus 25, whenever he won it the original time, in 2016, 31 to 25, he won about 8 years ago. So 31 to 24, it's like, come on, bro. You're supposed to only learn and gotten better. And maybe, just maybe, if Kyrie wasn't uh, taking time off and getting into all, I respect him for the vaccine thing. Shout out to him. I respect him for his beliefs, standing up for that. But a lot of the other stuff is kind of tomfoolery. And I don't knock Kyrie for it. What he does don't pay my bills. But at the end of the day, it's the matter of the fact that, hey, your boys needed you. And again, all this taking time off and all this kind of stuff, it looks even crazier now that you just lost the NBA Finals. It looks just crazy. That's just... Anyway, Kyrie came up incredibly short last night. I am disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Kyrie. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. He took a L. 28 points for the leader of this team, Luka Doncic. Luka had been pretty consistent in his output, but again, Luka's style of play, it just wears him down and wears him out. He had essentially nothing left in the tank by the fourth quarter. 28 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds. Oh, excuse me, the other way around. 28 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists for Luka Doncic. And just, again, just had nothing left, really, at the end of this series. We've seen all we had to see from Luka in the last game, So I believe the Dallas Mavericks will be back here again. I think that Jason Kidd is a great coach. I think that the Dallas Mavericks have a good thing going on. I believe that 6 of their top 7 scorers are under contract for next year, so they'll essentially have the same team intact. Get rid of Tim Hardaway Jr., ASAP Rocky. Get rid of him. Everybody kept saying, why don't they put Tim Hardaway Jr. in the game? It's like, 'cause he's a bum. He's trash. I'm sorry. He's good for, I guess, you're going against a weaker team or something like that. If you up 40 points, like we've seen in the last game, Tim Hardaway is good at that point. But at the end of the day, he's not a great player. He's not he just proved this series. He played 9 minutes, another nothing burger. I think that's 3 series. 4 of the 5 games Tim Hardaway played in the NBA Finals, he didn't score nothing, man. And when he did score, he was scoring because they was up by 48, So just ridiculous on his part. And if I'm the Dallas Mavericks, I get rid of him, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your services. You've been one of our road dogs since you got into the NBA. But we need to move forward. Obviously, you're not ready for this kind of moment, this kind of pressure. No knock on you. So on and on. Let's move on to the other side of the basketball, the champion side of the basketball. The Boston Celtics was able to just overwhelm the Dallas Mavericks this game, man. It was not really any debate as to who would win this game. Come down to the stretch. Coming down to the stretch, it was no debate of who was going to win this game. Now, there was a bit of a surprise, as far as the Finals MVP. I think that Jaylen Brown's name being called was a bit of a surprise to everybody. Rightfully so, though. He earned it. Definitely did what he was supposed to do in this series. Jaylen Brown has been the most impressive player in the Celtics jersey in the 2023-2024 season. I think that he's gotten a lot of, what can you say? He's been slighted a lot because of Jason Tatum's, polarizing marketability and all that kind of stuff. So Jaylen Brown has been slighted, and I'm kind of happy he's been vindicated with putting these trophies, the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and the NBA Finals MVP, putting those trophies in his trophy case. Hope that moving forward, the media don't try to try to separate the Jays because of this, because we all know how the media gets down. Um, we all know how these fools get down, man. Ain't gotta go through that script again. But for the Jays, Jason Tatum, he put up 31 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, a very impressive triple double, all near triple double. His second win of the series. But let's be frank, Jason Tatum did not play great this entire series. He played good, in this game. Didn't play great this game, but he definitely played good this game. Was able to, get the Boston Celtics over the hump this particular game. But for the series and then for the entirety of the playoffs, it's been Jaylen Brown hitting the big shots and getting this team uh, in the position that they're in now. I've always said that Jason Tatum had the skill set of a 1, but the mindset of a 2. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just the mindset of, being a little bit more passive, being a little bit more willing to do everything. Jaylen Brown is one of those guys when the moment calls for him to play defense, he's going to play defense. When the moment calls for him to rebound, he's going to rebound. When the moment calls for him to score, he's going to score. So Jaylen Brown just has the mentality of a number 1 option. I always thought he had the skill set of a number 2, but this year, he even said it that when Jason Tatum went down with his injury last year in that 7-game series with the Miami Heat, that he felt like he let his team down because he wasn't able to kind of carry the burden. But nonetheless, he did what he was supposed to do. Averaged 20 points this series, and did everything right. I know that Jason Tatum's numbers look a little bit more impressive as far as averages goes, but if you've been watching this series, if you've been watching this playoffs, you know that Jaylen Brown earned this title. This was not given to him. Jason Tatum was not snubbed, so respect for him. But Jason Tatum did do his thing this game. 31 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. Can't take anything away from him in that regard. Jaylen Brown did enough, what he was supposed to do. 21 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. Another consistent performance from him. Not necessarily outperforming Jason Tatum on paper, but another consistent performance. Al Horford, the statesman, 9 rebounds, 9 points, 2 assists. Very happy for him, as Al Horford was in that Karl Malone territory of having a lot of postseason games, a lot of wins and no rings to show for it. So he's been vindicated. He's off of that list. And shout out to him for real, man, because I'm happy for Al Horford. Al Horford has been one of my favorite players since his days in Atlanta. Very impressive. Always been a team guy. Always been a guy that get his hands dirty if he needed to. And shout out to him because I did not know this. I wasn't aware of this, but he said yesterday that he looked up to Tim Duncan his entire career and really modeled his career after Tim Duncan, being willing to come off the bench if it meant that, being willing to do this if it meant to do that. And that was a very big feather in Tim Duncan's cap. Hi, Booba. The little savants are waking up, y'all. So let me finish up this show. Go ahead, baby. Daddy almost done with his work, okay? Making some breakfast. But again, Al Horford, shout out to him. Drew Holiday came over to the Boston Celtics, did what he was supposed to do. Drew Holiday was the steal of last offseason. I don't know how the Boston Celtics were able to get him for a bag of potato chips and Damian Lillard, essentially. That's what the Milwaukee Bucks was going for. Flash over substance, obviously. And it worked out for the Boston Celtics, man. Able to acquire a championship guard like Drew Holiday, a championship with championship defense. He went back in the room. So just very happy for Drew. He put up 15 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. I would love to see how many of these rebounds were offensive rebounds. I'm not going to really dive into that right now for the sake of time and the kids getting up. But a double-double for him. Drew Holiday could have easily been the NBA MVP, NBA Finals MVP of this series, and nobody would have been, upset with that either. As much as Jaylen Brown earned it, and really played for it. I think that Drew Holiday. Damn, it's a lot of J's. Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Jalen Brown. Drew Holiday, he played for it, and he would have earned it just as much if he got it. Excuse me. The other half of that great combination, defensive guard combination, Derek White took a shot to the mouth, and said it too, man. He was a warrior, man. Derek White is a warrior. The Boston Celtics got to find a way to keep him in that green jersey because the man said he was willing to lose teeth for this championship, and I respect that, willing to put it all on the line. I love that, you know what I mean? I love that when it comes to athletes, especially when you got guys like James Harden, all these divas in the NBA. Get them cats out of here, man. Give me a Derek White over a James Harden any day of the week, 2 times on Sunday. Uh, Sam Hauser was a sneaky uh, contributor to this NBA championship as well. Didn't have the greatest games every game, but was able to do enough, when it mattered, especially in this game. Hit 2 big threes and even got himself a mid-range jump shot. He finished up with 8 points, 4 rebounds. Kristaps Porzingis, we talked about the unicorn earlier. Not very productive on the stat blinds. He finished with 5 points and 1 rebound. Everybody knew that injury was still lingering a bit. Not very productive on the stat line, but he very productive in those intangible things that you need to do, stopping alley-oops, keeping the athletic bigs of the Dallas Mavericks in check. Can't be mad at that. Cannot be mad at that. Again, not very much on the stats, but very good in productivity and results. Peyton Pritchard, I'm just going to give him his shine real quick. Peyton Pritchard hit another half-court three-pointer, hit one, I believe, in Game 3. And then another one in Game 5. This dude, Peyton Pritchard, he's one of my favorite players. One of my favorite dudes to come off the bench. First thing you notice about Peyton Pritchard is that he's the guy that, Enes Kanter got it before he did. But Peyton Pritchard wears Kyrie's 11 that he used to wear for Boston. So the first guard to wear your number after you depart. Is the guy hitting all these crazy threes and highlights. So shout out to Peyton Pritchard. Shout out to Coach Joe Mazzulla as well, man, as I have garnished a heavy respect for him, his ability to just stay, level. The Boston Celtics organization, I forget who the boss man was, but, his first thing he said when he got on the mic was that, he was thankful for Joe Mazzulla being able to navigate this team, this championship roster, through all of the drama and controversy, especially the drama and controversy that, led to, I was going to say his name, Ime. Shout out to Coach Udoka. Big fan of him as well. But all of the drama that came from Ime Udoka's situation, kind of just thrust Joe Mazzulla into the position that he's in now. I don't think Joe Mazzulla was necessarily up for a head coaching job when he got it. But, when the opportunity came, when the opportunity knocked, he definitely showed himself ready and approved. Also, Joe Mazzulla is a man of faith, as am I. That's not always a popular thing to say or talk about, but who cares what they say? Who cares what they talk about? You know what I mean? What are they going to say now? Joe Mazzulla is an NBA championship coach. There's not many of those in human history, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fun fact that only 10% of NBA coaches make it to the championship round, the NBA finals. Only 3% out of that 10%. Excuse me, only 3% out of that 10%. Hear me, guys. 10% of the NBA coaches in all of NBA history have made it to the NBA finals. Out of that 10, only 3% actually win. So, Joe Mazzulla is in rarefied air. He has done something that many NBA coaches have not done. Many NBA coaches that have a lot more cachet and, all that kind of stuff than him. He has proven that he is one of the big dogs, and that I think that the Boston Celtics are more than capable of doing it again, running it back. They're able to keep this team intact in some kind of way, or at least keep a lot of the pieces from it. Yeah, why not? With a coach like Mazzulla, who can calm his troops when it matters, I trust him. I definitely trust him. So, That's all I got for y'all on this one, y'all. I just wanted to break down the NBA Finals from what I seen. From my eyeballs. Very impressed again with the Jays being able to do what they got to do. To finally become NBA champions. I think that there will be another opportunity for Jason Tatum to win an NBA championship, and another opportunity for him to win a Finals MVP. It's not easy getting to the top of the mountain for sure, um, but the Boston Celtics are still young. They still, I believe they're still hungry for more. I don't think they're just gonna get this one championship and call it a day. Also, yesterday, June 17th, was the same day the legendary 2008 Boston Celtics was able to win their championship. So one of those little conspiracy theory facts, if you're into to those things. So yeah, the young Celtics now were able to win a championship on the same exact date, 16 years later, that the 2018 won the championship on. And I'm only saying that to say, when the 2008 Boston Celtics won the championship, we kind of knew that was a one and done deal. What made that championship special was that team came together exclusively for that mission that season. It was a winner bust kind of season in 2002, 2007, 2008 for the Boston Celtics. And so, me personally, I was happy to see them able to come into to manifest, if you will, what their goal was, that they set long before they even came together. That they set long before they got to that point, to the championship game. They was able to get the job done. I'm impressed with that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but we all knew that was kind of a one and done deal, as KG, Ray Allen, and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce was already on the back ends of their primes and their careers. They probably could have repeated, but we all know that KG went down with an injury in 2008, 2009, and kind of stifled their championship hopes. But this team ain't built like that. This team is a lot younger, a lot more. I don't know what their cap situation look like now that we got the NBA offseason to talk about. Now we got the NBA offseason to discuss. We can get into that bag and see what the roster is going to look like for this championship team next year. But all in all, again, I'm impressed with the Boston Celtics. Congratulations to them, the 2024 NBA champions. I'm going to pop out for an afternoon show, ladies and gentlemen. Also going to do a little night show tonight. Get around to the headlines. But we had to give the NBA champions their own exclusive. You dig? So thank y'all again for pulling up to the show. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Excuse me for all of the background motion. I am getting breakfast ready for the little savants as they are getting up and starting to shake their legs. I'm going to get on the clock, do the daddy thing, and then we're going to pop back out for the afternoon show, The Real MVP. You can find it on Facebook if you ain't too busy. Pull up. And thank y'all, man, for all the love and support. Also, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm going live and dropping content on the channel. I really like this whole little YouTube setup. You know how YouTube set up the live. So I'm going to get busy doing this a little bit more. But that's all I got for y'all on this one. It is Tony the Savant. Peace.